Chapter 6. 2 words: science, religion. I'll try to shine a little bit more light on belief and knowing scientifically. We went from it's foggy, belief and knowing, doshas and gunas, Maya and Brahmin, let's go. The last two is science and religion. And then it gets into my air section of this book, which is the personal, intimate path, my path, Scott's path. And the end section of this book, which is the fire section, which is the how part, my program, my coloring book, which is a step-by-step journey on a journey without one step. 2 words: science and religion. Science is about processing all the data. Thus, a scientist will evaluate what I have to say. A religious person will be able to use their personal experience to see if they know or if you believe. Both a scientist and a religious person will have to accept no one has seen or heard God. We are on our own. I applied, God helps those who help themselves. I suggest you apply this also. Everything we need, we have. And we need to learn how to use what we have more efficiently and effectively. Hope this information will help you realize you are independent and insulated. Choice is how we got into this. Choosing wisely will get us out. The cure for mental health explained for the scientific mind, and the proof through knowledge and experience for anyone. One path to explain all. This is for the academic community in our society, as well as the educated and prominent people. This is for all, as proof that we are all one. For most people may believe it or not, the way to God is through a third party, whereas the third party does not stop God, doesn't manage God or heaven. This third party just holds the knowledge of this planet about the concept of God. This is like looking through a peephole, believing that's everything. Our orientation, our percentage of time you are being believing or being knowing is a lot more than words can explain. You may need poetry and art of a 5th grader to explain this. Orientations. There's 3 orientations. And in essence, the first orientation is a conditioned orientation. We're stuck in a duality of belief, which is indicated as A. The second orientation, which is B, is a duality known. And this is an equal relationship between us as well as our external environment. The third orientation is the orientation of C, which is a non-duality experience. And this is the greater truth. This means a being may believe life is the condition we are experiencing, but the condition of life is a reflection of what we think, we believe, and a little bit of what we know, the things that we sense in the now with our eyes and our ears. To me, this is the 3 orientations of life's conditions. A would be survival, B would be an ease, and C is thriving. To show it to you, I have 2 parts for you to weave together. First is Einstein's essence to show E equals mc squared as a mirror. This means energy equals how matter sees itself. And second, some color and images to show you the 3 orientations. This can help you choose which of the 3 makes more sense to you in time. 2 words: E equals mc squared and mirror. My hypothesis is E equals mc squared is energy equals how matter sees itself. We have in 2 different orientations, and I've been picking up on this going through time, which is basically time is relative to A and B. A is what you believe, and B is what you know. In time, there is a 3rd orientation, which is the C. So A is when you look in the mirror as a believer right now. B is the more you look in the mirror, as hard as it is to understand, the more you know yourself, more you have knowledge of the self, your energy will reflect the above formula. The fifth grader in me will say, you are the experimental tool in our life lab. Our orientation will come in time, and that will be experienced by you. This inner experiential proof that my mind is trying to show you is science. The ability to do something over and over to obtain the same results. Believe it or not, there is only one truth which deep down we are all searching for. Remember, we are all one. This is another piece of proof, and proof of peace, P-E-A-C-E, within all. This is discovery of your truth, which is beyond all of your beliefs. The A and B orientation and error of ourself is different orientation than the self orientation, which will be implied as a C. Simply, there is only three orientations, A, B, and C. Knowing the gunas will help you see this formula. When you apply knowing and disengage belief, time changes. In fact, because you are timeless, you can go back in time to figure out the cosmos, or at least inquire about the source of our own karma, our own action, like Einstein did. Now, allow me to show you what Einstein knew using Einstein's essence and symbols. This is too complicated for me to explain, but you can check it out in my book. There is a formula that breaks everything down, which really allows you to experience by choice these three different orientations. And if my theory is correct, E equals MC squared for you will see every time you improve your ability to see the self, that you have a transaction inside. You understand your energy is shifting. And other people may know this too. Time is relative to a human believing or a human knowing. Time is backwards. When a human believes, they know. Paradoxically, when a human knows they do not know, they correct their action. When we correct our action, our karma, we gain a knowing of timelessness, and the past shit kind of turns into fertilizer. From our muddy pond blossoms a lotus. This is the 1990s 3D pixel poster. I'd say this is enlightenment, or on the path towards enlightenment. Now we need to go towards color and image to show you the three orientations of E equals MC squared. Two words, color and image. Let's use a scientific way to define experience. I created an image for our orientation in perspective. As you work on consciousness and see things independently, you will experience a different orientation. Time will also start changing for you. The image of A, which is a belief-oriented mind. This is where most of us reside in the West. This is Maya. This is my image of Maya and the now. I think this image looks like ADHD to me. What we like, we pay attention to, and what we don't like, we don't pay attention. We are concerned about the conditions or actions of others. This is a survival mode. B is, this is a scientific oriented mind. This is how our brothers and sisters in the East see life. This is how a scientist sees life. They know their actions affect others. They're concerned about their conditions, their actions, and their environment conditions and actions. Their orientation is more of an ease of life. The third orientation is, this is the correct orientation for life, the orient all, or the all-oriented. This is the end of the line, the truth of the now. You know very little, and what you believe or think literally is not that significant or real. In this orientation, we are concerned for all, outside of the box thinking. This type of orientation is when we start thriving. Mathematically, I can show you who you are and what you believe life is. To understand Maya, just understand belief, multiply anything you believe times 0, and multiply anything you know times 1. It's the same formula to discover Brahman, and you'll realize our belief is not knowing. Now, for the academic community in my field of mental health and all, there's a term called evidence-based practices, which is a cool concept. It's a method of thinking and implementation to ensure there is a framework for helping people with mental health. But the truth is, this framework is not really framed anymore, and it's confusing to say the least. So I'll focus on one specific evidence-based practice that I've used since I graduated from the University of Hawaii School of Social Work. This would be cognitive behavioral therapy, otherwise known as CBT. CBT is very simple. It's identifying stinking thinking. This means to identify what you believe of things, then seeing what happens before and after, if that cognition is real or not real. This works because after repeated exposures to a situation, we eventually create a process to see the situation greater than what we believed. I'm simplifying. Think of this stuff as cognitive behavioral therapy on steroids. What I experienced and discovered has been experienced in practice for thousands of years. I am not saying I created the cure. I only realized the location of this cure is on our planet, inside of you. The cure has always been right in front of your eyes, literally. The cure for mental health is possible, but it is your choice. Your choice to be independent, to look in the mirror, to try meditations and learn things you do not know or understand over and over until you gain an understanding. If someone applies tools to improve accuracy and effectiveness, they will know in time there's a big difference between belief and knowing. This alone, known, can cure mental health for a moment of clarity. The trick is to know this is about consciousness and getting to know the self. This knowledge comes from discernment between belief and knowing in the now. By experience, you will know there is one greater reality of what we all believe, and this is what we know. No words can foreshadow enlightenment. It only can be gained by experience. The mind is a lower state of being. Our heart would be known as a higher state of being, and as a source of our truth, our intelligence, our knowing, and even not knowing. To me, it's never a choice if it's not known to all. I hope to show a few people how this is possible. I hope it becomes viable and accepted options for future generations. For right now, we're all stuck in the lower self, the ego, the cocoon, aka our personality. It's like we're all blind, and consciousness is our independent ability to see. Check out my playlist Matrix, which will show you a little bit more and elaborate on this movie. This blindness or cocoon, this means that you are stuck in Maya, the cocoon of time. This is the current of the now, going around in circles, possibly with a bunch of whys and maybe, how did I get here? Subconsciously and compulsively judging yourself and others. Let's look at this pragmatically and scientifically. Judging actions for the lower self, the lower mind, is usually categorized as good or bad, right or wrong, likes or dislikes. Read Inner Engineering as Sadhguru drops knowledge that intelligence is a knife. We must learn to steady the hand which uses the knife. And in personal relationships, we cut each other up. So we must learn to put our intelligence away in the sheath. Our minds is compulsively judging actions of ourselves and others. Instead of judging action, I offer you an ancient solution is to know action, which is karma. The Hawaiian version, round 2 of the gunas. Action is karma, and there is 3 types of karma that flow through you. Again, this is the gunas. All of this will help you see the simplicity of these 3 actions. Then in time, you need to choose which action is needed. Because I'm Hawaiian, I wanted to add something for my family and friends. Thought it'd be interesting. You may get it, but I definitely hope this will refresh your Eastern concept. The gunas, the story of the tortoise and the hare, Hawaiian style, the rabbit, the turtle, and the race. There is only 3 actions in life. The first is the goal. Let's call this the race. In the East, we have a word for this, sattvic. In Hawaii, we have a word Pono. I know Pono and learned that sattvic is the definition of Pono. Sattvic is the correct action, harmonious action for all, the big picture of all, and how action affects all. There is no English word or sound that fits this description. Simply put, this is the race, sattvic, Pono, harmonious action for all. The other 2 actions, when we believe something not true or not real, when we believe something not real or true, we can be stagnant, depressed, aloof, alone, and we're just not moving. This stagnation of not moving is called tamasic. In Hawaii, this is nuha. Think of the turtle. When our minds is believing something not real, we can start moving on it. We start making deals, agitated, reactive, jumping around. Others can see us. This jumping around is rajasic. Huhu. Think of the rabbit. See past your problem. See the prominent guna, then choose the appropriate guna to respond and realize the opportunity from your problem.